Hello, my friends. Welcome to Luna English Podcast. This is Luna. Today I've been reflecting on something very gentle but very strong, and that is the quiet power of giving. Not the loud kind that wants attention, but the calm kind that happens in small moments. Many people think that when you give, you lose something: time, energy, care. But lately, I've been thinking that real giving does the opposite. It opens something inside you. It creates space, calm, and a feeling of enough. This topic matters because many of us feel tired, busy, or empty, even when life looks full. We search for more, but maybe we are searching in the wrong place. Giving can sound big or difficult, but it often begins very small. A kind look, a moment of listening, a soft word. These things feel simple, yet they change the air around us. Today, I want to explore how generosity does not take from you, but slowly builds you. How kindness creates peace, not pressure. And how quiet care can become a strong and steady part of your life, without force, without noise, just presence. And if this little moment of learning feels helpful to you, I'd be glad if you pressed like and subscribe to the channel. It keeps us connected, and it supports this quiet space where we learn and grow together. Your small action truly helps more listeners find their way here. Does giving really mean you lose something, or does it mean you grow inside? When we think about giving, we often imagine effort, sacrifice, or being left with less. But when you give with calm and sincerity, something different happens. You may notice a soft warmth, a sense of meaning, or a gentle peace. This is because giving is not only about what leaves your hands, but about what opens in your heart. When you offer attention, patience, or care, you connect. And connection does not empty you. It often fills you in a quiet way. Many people fear being taken advantage of, so they close themselves. But true generosity is not about giving everything. It is about giving what feels right, without force. When you give from choice, not pressure, your inner space feels wider, not smaller. You begin to trust that you have enough to share. Over time, this trust grows into calm confidence. You stop counting what you lose, and you start noticing what you gain. Peace, clarity, and a sense of belonging that feels natural and steady. Why do small acts of kindness matter more than big gestures? Because small acts fit into real life. They do not need planning, money, or perfect timing. They happen in ordinary moments, and that is what makes them powerful. A simple smile can soften a hard day. Listening without interrupting can make someone feel seen. These moments are quiet, but they carry weight. Big actions often come with noise and attention, but small actions come with presence. They say, "I see you, I'm here, you matter." This kind of care does not try to impress. It simply exists. And because it feels natural, it often feels safe. When people feel safe, something opens. Trust, calm, or relief. You may not see the result right away, but it stays. Small kindness builds slowly, like gentle rain on dry ground. Over time, it changes the feeling of a place, a conversation, even a relationship. You don't need to be special or perfect to do this. You only need to be present. And presence, offered sincerely, is one of the strongest gifts you can give. What happens inside you when you give sincerely is often very quiet, but very real. You may feel lighter, calmer, or more grounded. This is because giving shifts your focus. Instead of turning inward with worry or fear, your attention moves outward with care. This movement creates balance. Your thoughts slow down, your body relaxes. You feel part of something larger than your own concerns. This does not mean your problems disappear. It means they no longer feel so heavy. Sincere giving also strengthens your sense of self. You begin to see yourself as someone who can offer value, not through success or status, but through humanity. This builds inner trust. You start to believe that you are enough, just as you are. Over time, this feeling grows into emotional richness, not excitement, but depth. A steady feeling that life has meaning beyond results. When giving becomes a natural part of your day, peace becomes more familiar. And peace, once felt, tends to stay close, quietly supporting you. Is kindness a weakness, or is it a quiet strength that many people misunderstand? Kindness is often seen as soft, but softness does not mean fragile. In fact, it takes strength to stay open in a world that can feel hard. Kindness requires awareness, patience, and courage. It asks you to respond, not react. When you choose kindness, you are choosing intention over impulse. This is strength. Quiet strength does not push or prove, it holds steady. A kind person does not need to control others. They influence through presence. This kind of strength creates calm around it. People feel it, even if they cannot explain it. It builds respect, not fear. When you act with kindness, you are not giving power away. You are grounding it inside yourself. You decide how you show up. You decide the tone you bring. Over time, this builds emotional stability. You feel less shaken by outside noise. Kindness becomes a way to protect your inner peace while still staying connected to others in a human, honest way. How does generosity create abundance instead of loss? It begins with a simple shift in mindset. When you give, you are saying, "I have enough." This belief changes how you experience life. Even small acts of giving remind you that you are not empty. You have time, care, or attention to share. This creates a feeling of richness inside you. Abundance is not about having more things. It is about feeling supported from within. Generosity strengthens this feeling. Each kind action becomes proof that you are not lacking. Over time, this belief grows stronger. You stop feeling like you must hold tightly to everything. You relax, and when you relax, you notice more. Beauty, connection, calm moments. These are forms of abundance that do not disappear when shared. In fact, they grow. The more you practice giving without fear, the more life feels open. You trust the flow of giving and receiving, not as a deal, but as a natural rhythm. This rhythm brings peace and quiet confidence into your daily life. Why does genuine care often return to the giver, even when it is not expected? Because care creates connection. When you offer real attention or kindness, you touch something human in another person. That feeling does not end when the moment ends. It stays in memory, in tone, in trust. Over time, these moments build invisible bridges between people. You may not notice them right away, but they exist. And when you need support, understanding, or warmth, those bridges often carry it back to you. This is not about reward or control. It is about shared humanity. Care invites care, not always from the same person, and not always in the same form. Sometimes it returns as emotional safety, sometimes as understanding, sometimes as a simple feeling that you are not alone. This creates emotional richness. Life feels fuller, not because of praise, but because of connection. When you give without expectation, you stay open, and openness allows good things to find you, quietly and naturally, without force. What does it mean to live with sincere presence in daily life? It means being where you are, fully, even in small moments. When you listen, you listen. When you speak with care. Presence is a form of generosity because it gives your full attention. In a busy world, attention is rare. Offering it sincerely can be deeply meaningful. Living this way does not require extra time. It requires intention. You slow down just enough to notice the person in front of you. You respond instead of rushing. This creates calm interactions. Over time, your days feel less scattered. You feel more grounded in your body and your words. Presence also protects your energy. When you are fully in the moment, you are not pulled in many directions. This reduces stress. Sincere presence allows kindness to happen naturally. You do not plan it. It flows from awareness. And this way of living feels peaceful, steady, and human. It turns ordinary moments into quiet opportunities for connection and care. How can listening become one of the most powerful forms of giving? Because real listening says, "You matter." When you listen without preparing your response, without judging, you offer space. This space allows others to breathe, reflect, and feel understood. Many people feel unheard in daily life. Offering attention can ease loneliness without words. Listening does not fix problems. It does something gentler. It validates feelings. This creates relief. When you listen sincerely, you also slow yourself down. Your mind becomes calmer. You are no longer rushing to speak. This balance helps both sides. Over time, listening builds trust. People feel safe around you. This safety often leads to deeper connection, and deeper connection enriches your emotional life. You feel more connected, more alive. Listening is quiet, but its impact is deep. It does not require advice or solutions, just presence. And presence, offered with care, is one of the most generous and healing things you can give in everyday life. Why do quiet actions often leave a deeper impact than loud ones? Because quiet actions are usually sincere. They are not performed for attention or approval. They come from intention. When something is done quietly, it feels personal. It reaches the heart, not the surface. Loud actions may impress, but quiet actions connect. A gentle word at the right moment can stay with someone for years. These moments are not shared publicly, but they are remembered privately. Quiet kindness respects dignity. It does not put pressure on the receiver. It simply supports. This creates trust. When people feel respected, they open naturally. Over time, these small moments create strong emotional bonds. You may never see the full result of your quiet actions, but they matter. They shape how people feel, how they see the world, and how they treat others. And knowing that you can create positive change without noise brings a deep sense of calm confidence into your own life. How does kindness heal both the giver and the receiver at the same time? When you act with kindness, you create safety. The receiver feels seen, accepted, or supported. This reduces emotional tension. At the same time, the giver experiences alignment. Your actions match your values. This brings inner peace. Healing does not always mean removing pain. Sometimes it means feeling supported while pain exists. Kindness offers this support. It softens hard edges. It reminds both people that they are human. This shared understanding reduces isolation. Over time, repeated kind actions build emotional resilience. You learn that you can face difficulty with care, not hardness. This strengthens emotional balance. Kindness also reduces regret. When you know you acted with care, your mind rests easier. This calm stays with you. It becomes part of how you move through life. In this way, kindness quietly supports emotional health, not through effort, but through alignment and presence. What role does compassion play in creating inner peace? Compassion allows you to respond with understanding instead of judgment. When you treat others with compassion, you often treat yourself the same way. This reduces inner conflict. You stop fighting your own emotions. You allow them. Compassion softens the voice inside you. This creates space for calm. Inner peace is not about controlling everything. It is about accepting what is. Compassion helps you do this. When you offer understanding to others, you practice patience. This patience returns to you in moments of stress. Over time, compassion becomes a habit. You pause before reacting. You choose care. This choice protects your nervous system. You feel less tense. Life feels more manageable. Compassion also reminds you that everyone carries something unseen. This awareness reduces anger and frustration. You feel more connected, less separate. And connection, even quiet connection, is one of the strongest sources of inner peace we can experience. Can generosity become a natural way of life instead of something you force? Yes, when it begins with awareness. You start noticing small chances to care. You respond gently. Over time, this becomes familiar. Generosity stops feeling like effort and starts feeling like expression. It reflects who you are. When generosity is natural, it does not drain you. It supports you. You give within your limits. You respect your energy. This balance keeps generosity sustainable. Living this way creates consistency. People know what to expect from you: calm, care, presence. This builds trust. And trust creates strong, stable relationships. A generous way of life does not mean always saying yes. It means acting with sincerity. Sometimes generosity is rest. Sometimes it is honesty. Over time, this way of living feels lighter. You stop measuring worth by achievement. You measure it by connection. This shift brings long-term peace and emotional stability into your life. Why does kindness feel so simple, yet carry so much power? Because it speaks a universal language. Everyone understands care. Kindness does not need explanation. It is felt. This makes it effective across differences. Simple actions bypass the mind and reach the heart. This is why kindness can change a moment quickly. It lowers defenses. It invites openness. Power does not always come from force. Often it comes from consistency. Small, kind actions, repeated over time, shape environments and relationships. They create a tone of safety and respect. This tone influences behavior naturally. You do not need to demand kindness, you model it. This modeling inspires others quietly. Over time, you may notice people responding with more softness. This creates a cycle. Kindness moves outward and returns inward. It strengthens emotional health. And because it is simple, it is accessible. Anyone can practice it every day without preparation. This simplicity is what makes kindness such a lasting and gentle force. Why is choosing compassion a form of quiet strength you can rely on? Because compassion anchors you in your values. It guides your actions when things feel unclear. When you choose compassion, you choose steadiness over reaction. This keeps you grounded. Quiet strength does not seek attention. It seeks alignment. Living with compassion allows you to move through life with openness and protection at the same time. You stay kind without losing yourself. This balance supports long-term peace. Over time, compassion shapes your identity. You see yourself as someone who contributes calm, not chaos. This builds self-respect. You trust your responses. Life will always bring challenges, but compassion gives you a stable way to meet them. It heals through presence, not control. As you continue to choose sincere care, you may notice a gentle richness in your life. More connection, more calm, more meaning. Compassion becomes not just something you do, but something you live. And that quiet strength stays with you wherever you go. And if this episode felt helpful or comforting in any way, I'd be grateful if you liked the video and subscribed to the channel. It helps you stay close to the next lesson, and it also keeps this quiet learning space alive and growing.